Hello, folks. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book slash film slash story discussion fun on the subject matter of Christina Aguilera, the great R&B slash pop singer extraordinaires. And of course, I will also be comparing her power levels for her immense talents, skill sets, and abilities, of course. Okay, she also has a comic book out there now. That comic book characterizes her as a superhero who does super strong things and stands for a particular cause and reasons, of course. Okay, like many other great singer artists, such as Christina Aguilera, they came from humble beginnings or an initial start beginning, and so did she. She started off in New York City, where she was born earlier on, and she traveled around the country a bit and traveled all over the world because her father was in the military. Her mother was heavily involved in music as a violentist slash something else musically. So she jumped around a bit earlier on, and she found her interest in music because she liked listening to it. So she started singing, of course, earlier on. And then she entered into a competition show, which is Star Search or something like that, in the 1980s, of course. And then she went on from that to star in a Disney program on Walt Disney Network, much like other great artists had. She too joined that show and was cast as a member of the show for maybe a year or two. And then she worked her way up to getting her big break, her album, of course, in which many were waiting to hear because she had accomplished much in her community. She was known around town as the star voice of appeal, of course, and then she went on to win talent competitions here and there. So when her debut album came around in 1999, folks went out and bought it. They went out and spent money on it, and they enjoyed the album, which sold millions of copies, I believe. So she released a second album soon after that, and that sold many millions of copies. So she was a star that had been born, of course. And then she would later release 9 albums totally that sold more than 100 million copies worldwide. Her power levels are this: she's a powerful 4-octave range singer who has a dynamic voice, and she captivates and pleases audiences the world over and around the world, of course. Okay, she would continue to release albums and do shows that added up to maybe 100 of shows on stage. And then, of course, she went back to doing albums, and then she toured again. So at the end of her touring stage, she did hundreds of touring stages. She did hundreds of tours, of course, which pleased the audiences the world over and captivated them in a satisfying way, of course. She's a powerful stage performer, of course, that has captivated and pleased many listeners of her brand. And she's, of course, a very beautiful and powerful songwriter who has contributed maybe 60 to 70 songs to her immense catalog of great music out there. Okay, folks, let me know how you feel about this one. Indeed,